Good morning, everybody. How are you? I hope you are fine. Today, we are going to have the passive voice. In all our grammar lessons, we talk about or we use the active voice. What do we mean by active? Active means when the subject does the action, we put the verb in the active voice. So, what do we mean by active? When the subject does the verb, like cats like milk. Here, cats is the subject, like the verb, milk is the object. Edison invented the electric lamp. Edison is the subject. Invented the verb, the electric lamp, the object. Ahmed plays tennis. Ahmed is the subject, plays. The verb tennis is the object. So this what we use in all our grammar lessons. This is active voice. This is the active voice. Means the subject does the action. Means the subject does the action. Today we are talking about the passive. What do we mean by passive? When the object receives the action, we put the verb in the passive voice. يبقى active means the subject does the action. Cats like milk. Here in the passive, the object receives the action. What is the object? When I say cats like milk. Cats is the subject, like is the verb, milk is the object. So now the object milk receives the action. What happened? Milk is liked by cats. This is passive. Now we are not talking about cats, we are talking about milk. So here, milk is the object that receives the action, which is liked. We said Edison invented the electric lamp. Edison was the verb, the subject, invented the verb, the electric lamp, the object. How can we change to the passive? The electric lamp, this is the object, was invented by Edison. So this is passive. Tennis is played by Ahmed. We said in the active, Ahmed plays tennis. Ahmed was the subject, plays the verb, tennis the object. Here in the passive voice, we started with the object. Tennis is played by Ahmed. In all our examples, we can see that in the passive voice, we must use verb to be. Am, is, are, was, were, being, been, or be. This is the conjugation of verb to be. So the passive likes verb to be. Passive likes verb to be. We must put verb to be in the correct conjugation according to the verb. Am, is, are, was, were, been, being, and be. So this is an active sentence because here the teacher does the action. She teaches the student. The teacher is the subject, teaches the verb, and the students the object. How can we change into passive? So So here, this is an active sentence and we want to change it into passive. The teacher is the subject, teaches the verb, the students the object. In the passive, we start with the object. So we will start using the students. And at the end, we will use by the teacher. What about the verb? The verb is teaches. I said passive voice likes verb to be according to the tense. Teaches is in the present simple. So verb to be in the present simple is am, is, or are. So the students take are, and the past participle of the verb teaches is taught. So we will say the students are taught by the teacher. طيب. What about the past بقى؟ Verb to be in the past was and were. So the students was or were, and the past participle of taught by the teacher. So Because here I don't know the thief. We use the passive. To give more interest for the object. So now we are talking about the active voice and the passive voice. Active voice, when the subject does the action. Mother writes an email. Mother is the subject, writes is the verb, and email is the object. This is an active voice, an active voice sentence. And now we want to change it into passive voice. When we change it into passive, we will put the object in the place of the subject and the subject in the place of the object. So I say an email, and at the end mother. But before mother I must use by. يبقى an email by mother. Can I say an email writes by mother? No. We said that the verb must be in the past participle. Can I say an email written by mother? No, something is missing because I said the passive voice likes verb to be. So here writes in the present simple. What is the present simple of verb to be? Am or is or are. Okay, so we will change the verb writes to am or is or are because it's in the present simple. An email is. What about the past participle of write? Write, wrote, written. So an email is written by mother. After that, Sam is fixing the computer. So Sam, this is an active voice because we have the subject Sam doing the verb. So Sam is the subject, is fixing is the verb, the computer is the object. So now we want to change it from active to passive. We will put the number one, the object in the place of the subject. Number two, the subject in the place of the object. But don't forget by. So I will say the computer by Sam. Now, what about the verb? We will put the verb and the conjugation of verb to be. Here is fixing. I say is fixed. No, is fixed. This is a passive for the present simple, but here it's present continuous. The verb, the main verb has ing, so verb to be will be being. So the computer is being. What about fix? In the past participle is being fixed. So here in the present simple we will put am, is, are plus the past participle. In the present continuous we will put am, is, are. What about the verb? Will be being, and the main verb in the past participle is being fixed. We will cross ing and put them in be. Be will be being, and the main verb will be in the past participle. Fix will be fixed. So the computer is being fixed by Sam. Now, again, how can we change the statement or the sentence from the active voice to the passive voice? We will use 4 steps. Number 1, we will put the object in the subject place. And number 2, we will put the subject in the object place and put before it by. Okay? After that, we will change the pronouns. If I have I, في الobject pronoun, me, he, him, she, her, they, them, we, us, you. يبقى number one, we will put the object in the subject place and the subject in the object place before it by. Number three, we will change the pronouns of the sentence. I, me, he, him, she, her, it, we, us, you, they, them. After that, we will change the verb in the passive voice and using what? Verb to be. Passive voice likes verb to be. What is the conjugation of verb to be? Am, is, are, was or were, be, being, and been. What is the conjugation of verb to be? Am, is, were, was, were, been, being, be. And the past participle of the main verb. So, again, we must change the subject pronoun into object pronouns. By will object pronoun. I will be by me. He, by him. She, by her. It, by it. We, by us. You, by you. They, by them. But what about if we have names? Ahmad, يبقى by Ahmad. Jana, by Jana. The children, by the children. The teacher, by the teacher. If I have subject pronouns, I must change them into object pronouns. If I have names, we keep the names by Ahmad, by Ali, by Jana, by Farida, by Sama. Okay? After that, Adam is drinking milk now. So Adam is the subject, is drinking the verb, milk is the object. This is an active sentence. We will change it into passive. We will start using the object. What is the object? Milk. So milk, and at the end, by Adam. What about the verb? Is drinking. Milk is drinking. The main verb has ing. يبقى verb to be will be being. And the past participle of drink, drink, drank, drunk. So milk is being drunk by Adam now. Again, here we have the tenses, okay, in the active voice and in the passive voice. Active is sentence as we study in all grammar lessons. In passive, we will start using the object because the object receives the action. So in the present simple, we have the verb, اللي هو infinitive verb مع I, we, you, and they, or the verb plus S, ES, IES, like he writes a letter. Okay, so he is the subject, writes is the verb, a letter is the object. طيب now I want to change it into passive. The verb in the present simple في الباssive will be am, is, are plus the past participle of the main verb. Here we will start by the letter. So a letter. At the end, he will be by him. Now, what about the verb writes? يبقى a letter, am or is or are, is. Write will be written. He writes a letter will be a letter is written by him. After that, what about the present continuous? The present continuous, we said am or is or are plus the verb plus ing. So they are cleaning the room. They, the subject, are cleaning the verb. The room is the object. So in the passive voice, the present continuous verb will be am or is or are, and the verb will be in the past participle before it being. ing will be with be. يبقى am or is or are being plus the past participle. Here we will start using the room. So the room is being cleaned by them. Any questions? Any questions? Did you all understand what I said?
Yes.
Yes, or no?
Yes.
Yes? Okay?
Yes.
Type. Okay, continue. After that, the past simple. In the past simple, we use ded, ied, or the irregular verb. Play, played. Swim, swam. Buy, bought. So this is the active sentence. Omar, she studied English. So she is the subject, studied the verb, English is the object. طب what about the passive voice? The second form of the verb, the past simple, will use a am or is or are? No, in the past simple, am or is or are will be was and were. So in the present simple, verb to be, am or is or are. In the past simple, verb to be will be was and were, and the past participle of the main verb in the sentence. So here I start with English, and at the end she will be by her. What about the verb studied? Studied in the past. So I use was or were. English was or were? Was. And the past participle of studied is studied. يبقى English was studied by her. After that, the past continuous. The past continuous was were the verb plus ing.
Where?
Sorry for interruption, girls. All of you hear me? Girls? All of you hear me?
أنا الصوت عندي بيقطع.
بس هو أنا سامعة حضرتك بس صوتك بيقطع.
طيب
مش
now
عارفة بقى أنت سامعني ولا لأ.
okay now can you hear me? Okay كده؟ Girls can you hear me?
كده كويس.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry for interruption. Again, so in the past continuous. In the past continuous, we use was and were plus the verb plus ing. Omar was writing notes. Omar is the subject, was writing the verb, notes is the object. How can we change the active to passive بقى? We will use was and were. What about the ing? The ing will be being, and the main verb will be in the past participle. So here we will start using notes. Omar by Omar at the end. طب what about the verb? Here notes was or were? Were. But Omar was. Notes many. يبقى so notes were. لو عمر was يبقى notes were. ing will be being. What about the verb writing?
صوت حضرتك مش واضح.
طيب again.
يقطع.
طيب again. In the past continuous we use. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Girls? رقية رقية
مش سامعة.
You can't hear me? جانا إبراهيم. Girls, can you hear me? سما إسلام. نوران.
أيوة.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
طيب okay. يبقى again with the past continuous we will use was and were, being and the past participle. طب what about the present perfect? The present perfect means have and has plus the past participle. Dina has watered the garden. Dina is the subject. Has watered is the verb. The garden is the object. So in the active voice, we will start using the object. So the object here is the garden. And at the end, by Dina. Now what about the verb have and has plus the past participle? Have and has plus the past participle. Here,
ميس عليك صوتها قوي بيقطع قوي.
here we will use have and has been plus the past participle. So the verb to be in the passive voice with the present perfect will be been. So the garden has been watered.
مش شيماء.
Dina, yes. Yes. Who is talking?
هو صوت حضرتك بيقطع قوي.
Okay. طب
حضرتك سامعيني؟
I hear you. I can hear you well. All of you can't hear me?
نو صوت حضرتك بيقطع.
طيب اوكي.
دلوقتي بس هو دلوقتي لكن كمان يقطع.
Now you can hear me? Now all of you can hear me?
دلوقتي مش سامع حاجة.
No?
لا الصوت بيقطع.
طيب again. Okay? يبقى so in the present perfect we use have and has plus the past participle. In the passive voice, have and has been plus the past participle. So the garden has been watered by Dina. What about the past perfect? The past perfect means had plus the past participle. Hani had played football. Hani is the subject. Had played the verb. And football is the object. Here in the passive voice, we will use had been and the past participle of the main verb. So we will start using football. Football had been played by Hani. So this is the passive voice. After that, the future, we have the future will only, okay? So will plus the infinitive verb. I will rent a flat. So I is the subject. Will rent is the verb, a flat is the object. In the passive voice, we will start using the a flat, and at the end, by me. We said will plus the infinitive verb. In the passive voice, we will use will be plus the past participle of the verb. So a flat will be rented by me. Okay? So verb to
ميس وانا سامع حضرتك بس من اول الصفحة دي والصوت بيقطع.
طيب sorry. طيب I will repeat again, okay? So verb to be in the passive voice will be am, is, are. In the present simple plus the past participle. In the present continuous will be being. So we will use am, is, are plus being plus the past participle of the verb. Past simple we will use was and
ميس انا
were.
مش سامع اي حاجة، الصوت قاعد بيقطع.
Was and were plus the past participle. Was and were plus the past. Can you hear me كده? Was and were plus
No.
the past. Okay?
لا مش سامع حاجة.
No? طب girls, all of you can't hear? We will use was and were plus the past participle. طيب, what about the past continuous? In the past continuous, we will use was, were, being plus the past participle. In the present perfect, we will use have or has been plus the past participle. In the past perfect, we will use had been plus the past participle. The future will be plus the past participle. So verb to be am, is, are. Yes, Kenzie. Kenzie?
ميس انا بصراحة بيقطع.
طيب يعني I am trying والله to do my best يا كنزي but يعني I don't know what's wrong. I can hear you well but there is a problem with you.
لا انا كمان
ها
الصوت بيقطع، بيروح وبيجي.
طيب في كده there is a problem in the internet connection بقى I'm sorry. طيب
هي من ساعة الصفحة دي ما بدأت والصوت بيقطع
طيب طب
من أولها لآخرها.
طيب okay revise with me again okay concentrate. طيب how can we change بقى the question form from the active to the passive? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, how can we change the question from active back to passive? To change the question from active to passive, the first we will change the question into affirmative. يعني we will answer the question. We will change it from question to sentence. After that, we put the sentence in the passive voice. After that, put the verb to be before the subject to form the question. How can I do this? Number one, okay? Did he see the film? This is a question in the active voice. How can we change it from active to passive? Number one, we will cross did, and we change it to a sentence. He saw the film, okay? So this is an active sentence. After that, we will change the active sentence into passive. He saw the film. He, the subject, saw the verb, the film is the object. After that, we will change into passive. Start
ميس
by
يعني affirmative.
positive sentence. Sentence عادية. Okay? What is the meaning of affirmative? يعني means a sentence, okay? Statement, positive statement, okay? So, did he see the film? This is a question. How can I change it into affirmative or into a sentence? He saw the film. After that, change it into passive. So, I will start by the film. At the end, by him. What about the verb saw? Will be in the past. We use was or. Okay, girls. Sorry for the interruption. Girls, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, again, how can we change the question from the active to the passive? First, we change the question into the affirmative sentence. After that, we change the sentence into the passive. And after that, we can make the question. Did he see the film? This is an active question. We will change it. He saw the film. After that, the film was seen by him. We will start by the object. He at the end by him, and the verb saw is the past, so in the passive will be was seen. After that, we change the passive sentence into question, and we start with was. Was the film seen by him? After that, we have by and with. I said by Ahmed, by me, by Omar, but sometimes I can say with. What's the difference by? By, between by and with. We use by when we want to mention the agent, the doer of the action, the person or the animal, like Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone. So here Alexander Graham Bell is the subject, invented the verb, the telephone is the object. We change it into passive, starting using the telephone. Invented in the past simple will be was invented. And we have a person, so we use by Alexander Graham Bell. طب when can we use with? Okay, we use with when we mention a tool or a material, not a person or an animal. Like the window was broken with a rock, not by a rock. Okay, because here I'm talking about a tool or a material. The room was painted with a new kind of paint, not by. Why? Because I am talking about a material. But when I talk about material or tool, I use with, not by. When I talk about the agent, the person or the animal, I use by. Okay? After that, how can we change this sentence from active to passive? Number one, the referee canceled the match. This is an active sentence. The referee subject canceled the verb. The match is the object. Here we will start by the match. cancelled in the past simple, so the match was cancelled by the referee. After that, I left some papers on the desk yesterday. I want to use where. I change it from active to passive. So I subject left. Verb some papers is the object. Some papers were left on the desk yesterday by me. So here I started with the object some papers. The verb left in the past were left in the passive. On the desk yesterday and at the end by me. Lou doesn't speak Arabic. Change into passive. So Lou subject doesn't speak verb Arabic object. Arabic doesn't will be isn't. Speak spoke spoken by Lou. So Arabic isn't spoken by Lou. Is Amira cutting the grass? So this is an active question. It change into passive using being. So Amira will be at the end and the grass in the place of Amira. So is the grass cutting will be being cut by Amira. So is the grass being cut by Amira. After that, did he enjoy the play yesterday? Active question. We will change did in the past to was in the passive. Was what? Was the play. This is the object. Was the play enjoyed yesterday by him? So I started was verb to be. After that, the object, the play. Past participle of the verb enjoyed yesterday by him. After that, the pharaohs built this pyramid a long time ago. This is in the past simple, so I start using this pyramid. This pyramid was built a long time ago by the pharaohs. They will open a new hospital next year. The object is a new hospital. So a new hospital will be opened next year by them. Nada is doing the washing up. The object is the washing up. So the washing up is being done by Nada. Tourism brings much money to our country. So here the object, much money, is brought to our country by tourism. I will challenge her to a chess match. So here, she will be challenged to a chess match by me. Okay, Mona wore an expensive jacket yesterday. The object, an expensive jacket. Wore in the past was worn yesterday by Mona. After that, people were making a lot of money from cutting down trees. A lot of money was being made from cutting down trees by people. The dog will catch that rabbit. So that rabbit will be caught by the dog. Mom has cleaned the kitchen. So here, the kitchen has been cleaned by mom. After that, people are throwing empty cans into the fountains. So empty cans are being thrown into the fountain by people. The students decorate their class every day. The class is decorated every day by the students. I wrote a letter to my aunt. So here the object is a letter was written to my aunt by me. Thank you for your listening. See you inshallah next Wednesday and we will continue with the passive voice. Okay?
ميس أنا عندي سؤال ممكن أسأل؟
طيب, can you ask me on the mobile? What?
Okay.
Sorry, I have to end now.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, thank you.